In this video, first and foremost, we're going to talk about how to use the Apple Vision Pro developer strap, which you see right here, to downgrade visionOS on our Apple Vision Pro. So that's the first thing I want to accomplish with this video. I'm also going to unbox the Apple Vision Pro developer strap, talking about some of its downsides, but also some of its upsides. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what this device does and what its potential is. And we're going to try to clear all that up in this video as well. So let's take a closer look. Of course, you'll need the Vision Pro developer strap. It's a $300 purchase on Apple's developer website. You have to be a registered developer as well, which is $99 a year. I'll have the link down below in the description, but this device obviously is not cheap, but you may deem it worth it. You'll need a USB-C cable. You can use the one that came with your Vision Pro. You also need Apple Configurator, which you can download for free from the Mac App Store. And then finally, you need the Apple Vision Pro Restore image, which you can get from Apple's developer website as well. So right now I'm running the visionOS beta. So if we go to Settings and we go to General and About, you can see visionOS version 1.1. So this is the beta version. We actually want to downgrade to the public stable release. And that's what we're going to do in this video. So the first step involves disabling activation lock. And you don't have to do this, but I recommend doing it just to make it easier on the back end when you want to activate your device after restoring. So go to Settings, iCloud, and then go to Find My, and then enter in your Apple ID password after disabling the Find My switch. And that will disable Find My, which disables activation lock. So let's go ahead and get the Vision Pro developer strap unboxed. So although this thing is not sold in stores, it's very familiar. If you've ever unboxed an Apple device, you know exactly what to expect. So you get your regulatory information. You also get a getting started guide that gives you all the necessary steps to install the Vision Pro developer strap, but I'm going to walk you through it right now. So inside the box, you get the developer strap and you get the eject tool. Now, the eject tool is crazy over design. It's basically like a SIM eject tool, except it's much bigger. It has the Vision Pro branding on it. It's just a really cool little eject tool. And of course you have the developer strap. Now, you want to make sure on your Apple Vision Pro that the front cover is on to protect the front glass. Now, go ahead and dismantle the Vision Pro, taking off the headband, the light seal cushion, and the light seal. And now you can see the Vision Pro developer strap is going to replace the right audio strap. So you want to use your eject tool, press it in the little hole right next to the audio strap. Just press down firmly and then pull up, directly up. Don't bend the audio strap and it should pop right out just like that. Now, once that pops out, it's time to install the developer strap. So just insert and press down straight and you'll hear 2 clicks. Just like that. Now it's installed. So you can go ahead and put everything back together and it should look like this with the developer strap installed. Now you want to connect Apple Vision Pro to your Mac using the USB-C cable. Just plug it into the developer strap like this, and then plug the other end into your Mac like this. All right, now you want to connect power to your Apple Vision Pro, but before you do that, be ready to long press the top button. So once you have it connected, press and hold the top button, continue holding it until you see the Connect to Mac dialog appear on the front glass. Keep holding, there you go. Now you can release the top button. So now open Apple Configurator. By the way, if it's your first time connecting your Vision Pro to your Mac, you may need to trust the connection. So if that pops up, just go ahead and select Trust. So in Apple Configurator, double click your Vision Pro. You should see where it says Recovery. Now in your menu bar, click Actions, and while holding the Option key on your keyboard, click Restore. Now select the visionOS Restore image that you downloaded, and then click Restore. Apple Configurator will make sure you want to actually restore. Click Restore again, and the restore process will begin on your Vision Pro. So this will take a while. I've sped this up though, but what you're going to see on your display looks like this. So I'm showing you both Apple Configurator and your display on your Vision Pro at the same time, so you'll know exactly what to expect. Now I've sped this up 20 times, so keep in mind it's going to take a while for your downgrade to complete. But this is what you should see. You should see a little progress bar on the front display. And you should also see Restoring System on Device on Apple Configurator. Once it's complete, you'll see the Apple logo appear, and then eventually on your Apple Configurator, you'll see that complete as well. It'll show you details about your device, and eventually on Apple Configurator, you should see the Vision Pro headset pop up, just like that. All right, and back to your actual device, you should see the Apple logo disappear once it's all ready to go. So just give it a few, and now the restore is complete. So let's talk about some of this device's downsides. Now, first and foremost, Apple doesn't really see the developer strap as a consumer-facing product. This is a product that can only be purchased from Apple's developer website. So it's not something that you can just waltz into an Apple store and purchase. So that kind of eases us into the very first downside, and that's cost. Because first of all, you have to be a registered developer to even purchase this developer strap, and that costs $99 a year. But then the device itself costs an extra $299. So in all, if you're not already a developer, that's gonna be $400 out of your pocket up front for this developer strap. So it's a pretty hefty cost, but there's a reason why it costs so much. You see, the developer strap is actually a full-on replacement for the right audio strap. And as you know, if you've used an Apple Vision Pro before, this audio strap features a spatial enabled speaker that's a very high quality speaker, and I could see that being fairly expensive. It's a major component of the Vision Pro. So this isn't just your average dongle, in other words. There's a lot going on with this developer strap. Now, another downside is that the developer strap actually cannot supply power to the Apple Vision Pro. So you're still going to need to have your power plug connected on the Vision Pro while using your USB-C port and having the USB-C cable going back to your Mac. So basically 2 cables connected, and it just makes it a little bit clunkier. Now, one of the things about the developer strap that I was most interested in, most curious about, was whether or not I could use this to interface with an external SSD. The answer to that question, as of right now, no, you can't. I tried it, it doesn't work. I also tried to connect an Ethernet adapter to this as well. No, that doesn't work. Unfortunately, it looks like the only thing you can connect to this, at least right now, is just a Thunderbolt or a USB cable with a USB Type-C connection. That's pretty much it. But that doesn't mean that that won't change in the future. So when you connect the developer strap to your Mac with a USB-C cable and you look in system information, you're going to see where it is reporting a USB 2 connection that maxes out at 480 megabits per second. So a lot of people, including yours truly, kind of ran with that and just said, well, this thing appears to be USB 2 only, but that isn't the full story. This actually uses Thunderbolt cross domain to establish that USB connection, that USB 2 connection. So actually, this thing is capable of much more than that. It's just whether or not Apple will decide to unlock those features, that remains to be seen. But for right now, for all intents and purposes, this is a USB 2 device at the moment, but I don't think it'll stay that way. So Thunderbolt cross domain also allows you to create a virtual Ethernet connection, of course, and you can see here that it creates a 100 base T or 100 megabits per second Ethernet connection. So again, definitely not the fastest. And although you can use Reality Composer Pro to capture higher quality screen recordings, one of the downsides is that even if you're using the developer strap, it's still capped at just 60 seconds. And one of the reasons for that is because it is pretty taxing on that M2 chip inside the Apple Vision Pro. And if you do enough recordings in a row, you're going to notice that the device will need to cool down before continuing. So one of my least favorite things about the Apple Vision Pro that I discussed on a recent episode of the 9 to 5 Mac Overtime podcast was the power cable and how it just sort of got in the way. Here's a little snippet. The most annoying thing about the battery is the cable. Like, cause I've dropped this, it wasn't secure in my pocket. Yeah, I get up and it's just like, bam! This thing isn't light. It's hefty. So that's like, that cable is annoying. Like, and sometimes it gets twisted and it's just like, So if one annoying cable wasn't enough, now with the developer strap, you have 2 annoying cables that make this device just a little bit more clunky. Now, to be totally fair, there are some definite potential upsides to having this Apple Vision Pro developer strap, and we're going to talk about it now. Now, the one feature that Apple advertises for this product is that it helps accelerate the development of graphic-intensive apps and games. In other words, in Xcode, whereas normally you would have just a Wi-Fi connection, the developer strap provides a direct USB-C data connection to your Mac. So basically, it's the difference between a wired and wireless network connection. Now, although it's pretty remarkable how stable the Mac Virtual Display is via wireless connectivity, I have noticed from time to time that the wireless connection to the Mac Virtual Display is a little laggy, or it stutters, or it's just overall unreliable. But when you connect a USB cable from the developer strap to your Mac, you can enable a wired connection for the Mac Virtual Display, as you can see right here. You can see it switching to USB, and I've noticed that when I had that lag and I switched, the lag was gone. But here's the cool thing, it's likely that the developer strap is capable of much more. We just need to wait on Apple to unlock the capability. Why can we say this with confidence? Well, notice the regular audio strap compared to the developer strap. You'll notice that the regular audio strap, it only has 10 pins for connectivity on one side, whereas the developer strap, you'll notice that it has a total of 14 pins. That's 4 additional pins on one side than the regular audio strap. But it doesn't stop there. If you flip these two devices over, you'll notice that the regular audio strap has no pins on the opposite side, whereas the developer strap has, again, 14 pins for a total of 28 points of contact, significantly more than the 10 available on the regular audio strap. So all these additional pins means more potential bandwidth. Now notice the socket on the left side of the Apple Vision Pro, it has contact points on one side only. Whereas when you look at the right side, you'll notice contact points on both the left and right side of the right side socket. So all 28 pins of that developer strap can interface with the unit itself. So here's where things get really interesting, because if you replace the regular USB cable with a Thunderbolt cable, this is a Thunderbolt 4 cable that I got from Apple, and you look at system information on macOS, you will see under the Thunderbolt/USB 4 heading, Apple Vision Pro connected to a Thunderbolt bus. So what can we conclude? Well, the port on the Apple Vision Pro developer strap is capable of Thunderbolt connectivity with the right cable. But let's take it a step further. When running a diff on the I/O registry, both when Apple Vision Pro is not connected and when it is connected, you'll notice some very interesting details. So when connected via a Thunderbolt cable, you can see in the I/O registry, it recognizes that Thunderbolt cable, tunnel transport supported USB 3, DisplayPort, PCIe, aka Thunderbolt, and lots of other entries regarding Thunderbolt cross-domain in the I/O registry when connected with a Thunderbolt cable from the developer strap to your Mac. Shout out to my friend Jared Thrommer for bringing this to my attention, because this really shows that this device is Thunderbolt capable. It's not just limited to USB 2.0, but it is likely that we'll need an update from Apple in order to enable additional features. Now, is it possible that we'll one day see a consumer-focused audio strap replacement from Apple in the future? Of course, it's possible, I'd say, but it seems unlikely because you're going to always need to replace the speaker, and that speaker is going to be a pricey part of the component. So think about them creating an SD card audio strap. You're still going to need to have that speaker, so it's going to be a fairly expensive product, and it just seems kind of pointless in that case. Maybe Apple in the future decides to market the developer strap as a consumer-facing product and create new packaging for it and stuff like that, because Thunderbolt, it has everything you need I/O-wise. You have DisplayPort, you have Ethernet, you have everything. You have USB, all that in one cable connection. So I'd say more than likely we would see a consumer-facing version of this developer strap than a dedicated, for instance, SD card strap. It just makes more sense that way, in my opinion. What do you guys think? So ladies and gents, I think my biggest takeaway is that the Apple Vision Pro developer strap, obviously it allows you to downgrade visionOS, so that's a big deal, but it also has a lot of potential future use cases as well. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section, and also hit that subscribe button, thumbs up if you appreciated this video. I do have the full review of the Vision Pro coming soon, along with my top features, so be sure to subscribe. This is Jeff Benjamin with 9to5Mac.